all the older cats that was doing all the productions and all the management, none of them ain't get locked up. It's just the younger dudes, you know what I'm saying? He recorded Hot Nigga at one of his friends. His friend had a makeshift studio in his bedroom.
So that huge song.
Yeah, it came out of a closet. He recorded that shit out of a closet, you feel me? Didn't mix nothing. We put it out raw.
That song was unmixed.
Unmixed. Then nothing. He called me one day, he's like, yo, Uncle, I'm gonna shoot a video for this. And I was like, hell yeah, shoot a video for it, why not?
Before that video came out, what level was he at? What did you feel like was happening?
I mean, what you talking about level is what, music-wise?
Yeah, like where was his buzz at?
I'm gonna be real with you. When he first did the song, I never really liked it because he ain't had a hook to it. You feel me? I was like, what is this? But he's like, oh, I'm telling you. Then we started listening to it, and Ball used to be playing, and he's like, I'm telling you, like, yo, big homie, I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. I'm telling you. I was like, yeah, you think it's gonna be lit? I was like, yeah. I was like, that's how, you know, I pay PRs, they were promoting it.
So behind the scenes, you were doing, you knew what was, you had some knowledge of the music.
He was stressing it to me. At the time, he had just got shot 8 times. Ball had just got shot. You feel me? 8 times. You know what I'm saying?
Where did that happen?
At his studio.
In here, Miami?
Yeah, Miami Gardens. You know what I'm saying? We could show you all that shit.
And for those who don't know, that's Carroll City, kind of the same thing?
Carroll City, known as, it used to be Carroll City, but now it's, they call it Miami Gardens, but we call it Murder Gardens. And you get clapping around you real fast. I'm like, Uncle, all my friends are rapping now. You know what I'm saying? We started a little group. So I'm like, word, that's what's up. So he's like, yeah, man, called GS9. So I was like, yeah, that's what's up, man. Just keep doing it, keep going at it, you know what I'm saying? And my uncle, I used to be like,
what year was this?
This is like 2011. You know what I'm saying? Around 2011. He started coming down like when he was little, like since he was like 10, 11, 12. He come back and forth every summer.
To where?
To Miami from New York. His mom would send him down here with us. And he come chill, stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because his mom always try to keep him out of trouble. So she would send him to Florida, and he come be with me. I try to be a positive inspiration. You know what I'm saying? I had the music, I had the studio. So I used to be like, what you gonna do when you get older? He used to be like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I might be a garbage man. I used to be laughing. Like, you ain't gonna be no garbage man. Because he got so much energy. You feel what I'm saying? I was like, yo, you gonna be something big. You know what I'm saying? Everybody used to always tell him that. His mom, everybody, you know.
I'm feeding my neighbors. I'm feeding gorillas.
You know, he come back and forth. He started going to the studio, hanging out with some of the guys. I had an artist named Stacks. You feel me? He's a white artist.
I dropped out of school. At that point in my life, I was feeling degraded. But now I want back up and playing again, feeling.
They used to be, you know what I'm saying, have him and show him how to rap and stuff like that. I could show it on Stacks IG. Like, they used to be in the studio working, you know what I'm saying? Showing him songs. He started making mad records. And then he started going back and forth in New York making records. And then they formed a little GS9 clique.
So he was pretty, you didn't have to micromanage. I mean, he kind of was hungry and knew how to maneuver or figured it out.
I mean, he learned a lot
in the beginning.
Us, you know what I'm saying? Like, being around us, he soaked up a lot. He learned a lot. And whatever he learned, he took it back to his friends. You know what I'm saying? He used to go back and forth, tell them. They used to call me like, what we do? Then what happened was my cousin built a studio in Brooklyn on 51st so they could have a studio so they could go to. So they started recording there because they used to record at one of their friends' studio.
Tell us about, so that people who would look at someone like Bobby Shmurda and say, wow, he had the world in the palm of his hand. Explain to people what that environment, you know, the neighborhood he was growing up in and how those were just his friends.
Yeah, I mean, if you grew up in a bad environment, it's just like, for instance, what's going on now with people that's fleeing from other countries to Mexico to try to come to America. They like, yo, I'm coming to America. They come to a better environment, right? But they don't understand. They end up in a bad community in America. They gonna be in the same, you know what I'm talking about? You could end up in the same situation. Don't get it twisted because, oh, I'm coming to America. Now, they got communities like that in America. You know what I'm saying? In Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be a part. You grew up in a neighborhood that's all Crips, right? I'm gonna use that for instance. And you grew up in a neighborhood that's all blood. You probably don't want to be in the game, but you gonna have to choose. Because guess what? That's your neighborhood. You understand what I'm saying? Well, he from over there, so he part of that. So a lot of times you don't want to be a part of something, but a lot of times you have to. You know what I'm saying? And you and your friends grew up in that same environment. So a lot of times these kids don't choose their environment. They growed up in it. It's just, that's what it is.
Tell us what you try to do with him as far as bringing him to Florida. At what point did that happen?
I brought him to Florida ASAP. Right, Ball?
Yeah, right after
But no, I brought him to Florida as soon as we did the King of Diamonds. Boom, we went back to New York just to do all the
deal.
Yeah, to solidify the deal and sign the deals and did a couple of shows. So we moved them to Florida as soon as the
If it's natural, it's natural.
yeah.
What's up, it's your boy Bobby Shmurda.
Because when we was in New York, nobody wouldn't show him no respect. You know what I'm saying? They were like, "Who this
Talk about in the industry wise.
They were laughing at him like, "Who this kid dancing and all that?" You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember the first wave was seen.
Yeah, it was. See, everybody was clowning him. You know what I'm saying? I had to
Tekashi
straighten.
just took his
I
wave
had to straighten that. You know what I'm saying? I had to like tell people. Like I called my what's that
It was a
dude?
parody.
What's the dude
That's
name?
what they thought it was. At one
Wait, what?
They thought it was a parody. They even said that. I think one of the A&Rs from Epic said that too. He was like, "Oh, it was a parody. Vine picked it up. It was that." Remember? It was like, "Yeah, all right." Big homie had a whole nother idea for everybody.
Because let me tell you something, bro. And you get hot on the internet, right? That don't mean it's what you gonna do with that shit when it get hot. And I use, for example, I'm gonna use one record and one artist that got hot after my nephew, and I'm gonna use that for example, like kids understand what I'm gonna say. Millie Rock, where's that kid? Why? Because he didn't have the people behind him to help him turn into something big. He had a hit record, a hit song. He had all the big artists pushing his record and promoting him. Rihanna, everybody. Just like we had Jay-Z, Beyonce, Drake, everybody showing us love. They did the same love. But guess what? He ain't had the right people to take it and turn it into something big. Bobby had those people. He had his uncle. You understand? What I did when everybody laughed at him, I said, all right, y'all want to laugh at him? We're going to book Meat Mills. We're going to book Fab. We're going to show them up top that lit. And I'm going to put them in the biggest strip club in Dade County, King of Diamonds. Biggest strip club in America, King of Diamonds. One of the hottest strip clubs ever. And they told what they said? He can't perform?
Why? Because of...
He's too young.
Oh, he wasn't 21?
Nah, he was 18. Bobby just turned 18.
Oh, when that song came out, he had just turned 18.
Yeah, Bobby was 18.
Oh, wow.
They said, when Bobby dropped that song, I think he was 17. He dropped the record when he was
I didn't
17.
know that.
Yeah, it blowed up the following summer.
Oh, it was a year old. Or
Yeah,
6
it's not
months
even
old.
even a year old. Like
6
6
months.
months old. He dropped this summer and then it blowed up the following summer.
Tell
know
us
what I'm
now.
saying?
You connected him initially with Shy Money XL.
Yeah, how that happened was I'm gonna tell you how crazy that was, right, with Shy. How I met Shy was Dizzy had told me Shy called him. Dizzy used to help me do the road manager. Dizzy said, yo, Shy Money had called me and shit, but Bobby said, yo, Gotti wanted to holler at him. We went to some studio. What was it, Manhattan Ball? I want to make sure I ain't lying. I think it was in Manhattan. So we went to the studio in Manhattan to meet Yo Gotti. So what I'm saying? Like all the artists was reaching out, but at the time when they was reaching out, you know, artists was want to fuck with you, but he wanted to sign Bobby. So when we got there, Shy Money was there at the time. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't know Yo Gotti was on Epic. You know what I'm saying? I ain't know certain shit. Shy Money. I know Shy Money was with Epic because he called us previously to holler at us. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, what happened was we was in there chopping it up and shit. I was talking to Shy Money. They was in the studio with Yo Gotti and Bop. So then Yo Gotti came out to holler at me. He's like, yo, I want to sign your nephew. And I was like, you want to sign my nephew? So I was like, nigga, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So he was saying some shit and it ain't add up. You know what I'm saying? So I told the nigga, you know, holler at me when you get your shit right. So Shy Money came up to me. He's like, what you want to do, big homie? I said, this is what I want. I want a label deal for my nephew. I want all his homies signed. And if y'all can't do that, I don't want nothing. So he said, all right, I'm going to call L.A. Reid, and I'm going to make that happen for you. Straight up. So I said, all right, Shy, now we talking. You feel what I'm talking about?
And for those who don't know, I know Shy Money's a big deal. He was part of 50 Cent's early career.
Yeah. So when Shy was the only person that came to me straightforward, 100. I'm going to keep it real, like, you know what I'm saying? He came to me straightforward. Everybody else was trying to rob a nigga and talk that crazy shit, like trying to tell niggas, real niggas about, oh, they used to sell drugs, or they used to be a gangster. Like, I give a fuck about that. You can't tell a real G about G shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about, nigga, I want to talk about the money, yo. I'm talking about telling real G's about,
Music right
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Crazy to me. You know, when I met half these artists, I realized.
Oh, so they were trying to pitch their
yeah,
street cred to
yeah,
you.
that's trying. You know what I'm saying? Yo, because when I met half these dudes, I'm gonna have to keep it real. Like, I'm gonna have to say this shit. Like, be real. Most of you guys are straight pum, yo. Y'all niggas need to stop acting and making these kids thinking y'all this shit. And when y'all not, just please, I need to stop confusing these young people. Cause straight up, like, don't be on that gangster shit and running off y'all 32 with this internet and talking all this bud money. And y'all ain't even living that life, you know. Cause most of these dudes, when I met them, they was crawling in their boots. They ain't know, like, damn, this nigga's, you know what I'm saying? Cause you know what happens when people go to calling and checking about you now and like, oh yeah, this dude is official. Everybody was trying to rob my nephew, but it didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? Basically.
Oh, you really saw? Yeah, it's pretty bad in the entertainment industry. I mean, they will come in there and try to get you to literally sign your life away.
That's why I ain't gonna hold you. Shout out to L.A. Reid. He gave a nigga what they wanted. You know what I'm saying? When he was on Epic, he did that thing. I appreciated L.A. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us about that day when Bobby did the infamous performance.
All right, so what happened was, right, Ball was there. Shot called me. He said, yo, L.A. said he want to do the situation. You know what I'm saying? I called Theo. Theo was our lawyer. Shout out Theo. Theo said what I want. I said, this is what I want. This is what I need. You know what I'm saying? And this is what it's going to be. So Theo went up there. They were saying, nah. First, they were going back and forth with me. And I was like, man, so they locked me in the building. They was like, you ain't leaving. We were locked in the building from 2 o'clock to 1 o'clock in the morning. 1 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you don't have to wait. 1 in the morning. You feel what I'm saying? So they bought us dinner. You know what I'm saying? We negotiated. And then after I bought the deal to my nephew, I said, this shit solid right here. What you think, young nigga? He's like, yeah, I like it. You know what I'm saying? His mom was there. And we signed that. You know what I'm saying?
And so he had a pretty, you said you got a label deal. I mean, he had a pretty advantageous
deal. He got two of his homeboys signed. He got Bobby got signed, Roddy got signed, and Billion got signed. Billion was in jail. He got signed from jail. You know, he was even on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I got that bread for that young nigga. I ain't even get a thank you, though. Shout out to you, Billion. You know what I'm saying, young nigga? That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is. I believe in helping these kids and try to get them out the street and get them in a positive environment so they can help their family and their homies around them.
How fast did life change for Bobby?
I mean, it changed pretty fast. Like, he was lit.
I love my squad. Ain't nobody with you in that water when you floating, niggas. Staring at the better and the toasting over over, niggas.
You know what I'm saying? Once we did the meat meals and everybody was calling me. They didn't want to pay us at first. It was like, nah, we ain't paying y'all. Trying to get us to do free shit. After I did the meat meals and fabulous shit, I guess that my 50,000 went well. They was like, okay, then we're gonna start cutting the check. And that's when everybody started paying me. And you know what I'm saying? In that beginning, I was letting them keep the money. I was like, I asked my man's right there, facts. I'm like, y'all go ahead, y'all keep the money, y'all get y'all shit up. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just trying to make sure they was good. And it was going well, you know. I ain't gonna lie, everything was going well, man. It's just a lot of bad influence came into play.
There was some incidents down here.
Yeah, some little shit his homeboys, you know, he wasn't even here. He was on tour.
Oh, but they roped him, and that was included in the indictment.
Yeah, you know how they is. You know, once you hang with a bunch of birds, they gonna flock you all on in. You know how they work, you know. You know what I'm talking about? They could group up and hang out together. Nobody run down on them and be like, yo, you going to jail. But we walking down the street with a group. We going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Damn, cuz. You know what I'm saying? What's cracking? Yo, I'm doing an interview. What's cracking, cuz?
Man, best rapper in the world. So yeah, coming to you live from out your TV.
How old are you?
I'm 19 now.
Call me. I'm on point. I'm gonna be ready. You know that.
Who we rocking with over here?
We smoking a bag.
Who am I rocking with?
Big bag. Oh, this big. EBB.
From where?
From Cleveland.
Okay. Who was this gangster right here?
Y'all know who the I'm is.
For those
everywhere. Y'all know this face. Some of y'all niggas scared of this face, nigga. It's reckless, nigga. Put the ball in front of that statement shit. Hard time records in this motherfucker, man. Shout out, Jizzy.
Whatever. Low Mucho De Niro.
Where you from?
Cleveland. You already know. I got them bars. One of the loudest niggas you ever heard rapping. I got them bars, I promise.
Like that.
My mama.
Hey, what's up, man? You already know you rocking with the kid NFU. I'm with Hard Times, my family. We're in the building with YD2. We at M7 Studios. You know, every time we come together, all we do is make greatness. Free Bobby, that's my brother, man. He coming out soon. Shout out the whole gang, man. You know we lit this year.
Obviously you're from Miami too, right?
Yeah, I'm from Miami.
What part of Miami you from?
I'm from Dade County, down south Miami, shit. You know, I rap Ghouls, Alapata, Homestead, Hialeah.
The song with you, right?
Yeah, this is a new feature we got. I just shot a video with Interview 2. We dropping this one next. Get Jumpman beating on that bitch. You already know we gotta get every part of Miami on this shit, you know what I'm saying?
What area are you from?
I'm from North Miami Beach and Miramar, so right now I reside in Miramar, so shout out Broward County and Dade County. I'm from NMB, right off of Miami Gardens Drive.
Man.
All times, man.
You got a lineup of sluggers in here.
Yeah, man, we working, baby. That's what we do. We work. We hard workers, you know what I'm saying? Trying to help all the kids, get them out the hood, trying to get them to the top so they can take care of their family.
Jamaican got them working like Jamaicans.
And that's how we do, you know. We got 10 job, man. Lord of mercy. Gunshot. Boom! And we are rude boy.
All right, I'm going to keep this brief. I took my father shopping to Beverly Center. He's in town visiting, but TMZ released the news today that Tekashi 6ix9ine has signed a record deal from his perch and, I guess, witness protection right now. And just like I said in the last episode, they'll probably make him a reggaeton artist. Well, he signed a deal for some English albums and some Spanish language albums, and it's up to you as the fan to determine whether he's makes it big again. But let me take you down to Miami for part 2 of my visit with Debo from Hard Times Records, Bobby Shmurda's uncle and nana. See you soon, American Dope.
My mama always told me, if you're out there doing something with your friends, whatever consequences come behind that.
Oh, your mother told you that?
My mama told me that. My mama a G. She always told me that. Don't commit no crimes if you can't do the time. My mama always told me that. Everybody needed her accountable for what the they doing. The cops need to be accountable. All right.
Speaking of which, we were talking earlier. Not only did Bobby not tell, he did some extra shit very few people do. He said, give me some more time so my homeboy can come home with me. Tell us about that, the plea bargaining process.
And I'm just saying, like I said, it's the way you were raised. You know what I'm saying? It's the way you raised. You know what I'm saying? He's raised with good principles. You know, you can't. If you raised, that's why I tell you half these dudes that be rapping and talking all this gangster shit. Because they going to tell. 6ix9ine, for instance. This kid don't know nothing about none of this shit, right? But some G niggas brought him in this shit. They supposed to make him be doing music. That's all they supposed to do. Have him doing music. You over here. You not over here with the real gangsters. Stay your ugly ass over there and do music, nigga. That's what you do. Be our perfect little puppet boy.
Is it fair to say there would have been no Tekashi?
It won't be no, a lot of these. It won't be no Young M.A. It won't be no Kachi. It won't be a lot of them. It wasn't for Bobby, Roddy. It won't be a lot of them, bro. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for us, Hard Time. It wouldn't be a lot of you.
Given the circumstances they were trying to put him in, that he came out as less bad as he could have. I'm not gonna say he came out good, but
I mean, going to jail is bad overall, man. Doing time, I don't care if it's a day or two. You hear me? I don't wish that on nobody. You hear me? Like, that's
so. What's his? He's coming home pretty soon.
Yeah, he be home soon.
Next year?
Yep. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you exact date, but you know, he be here very soon.
And you know, there was some stuff in the press about you and him, some little issues, but you guys are A1. You're going to visit him, all that.
Yeah,
you're his manager. Too.
Yeah. I'm his uncle, I'm his family, I'm his manager. I got him. I'm holding him down. I'm gonna make sure. Like, a lot of times I feel like Ball said, because I had left him up there because all the shit was going on. I kept telling him to come back home, and he was being kind of stubborn. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Ball was mad at me. He was like, man, big homie, you should have never left him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, sometimes you gotta leave people so they can learn. Because a lot of times motherfuckers don't see what you're trying to tell them, but if they go through it, they get an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go through certain things in life to get that, oh, this is what my uncle was talking about. He understand now when I go see him.
That's a tough lesson to learn, 7 years.
I mean, that's how it is sometimes. So, you know, like, talking to him now, he's so sharp. He want to do a lot of positive things for the kids. He want to get out here and start really doing great things for the community. You know what I'm saying?
He's got more hits in him, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, he ready.
What was your feelings or relationship with all those guys from his neighborhood that they lumped him in with? Or did you try to get him away?
Some of them I liked, some of them I didn't like. And this is just facts, you know what I'm saying? They know who I didn't like and who I like. I like the ones that was being positive. Shout out to Twag, you know what I'm saying? He was one of his best friends. Like, he always trying to tell Bobby the right thing. Shout out to Jeff, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hood. You know, those are like his real positive friends. Like, they was on some real positive stuff. Yo, Bobby, you know what I'm saying? We got to go back to Miami, you know what I'm saying? We got to do this, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Gino, you know, some of the guys, you know what I'm saying? GS9. So, it's like, it's a few good guys and then there's a lot more bad guys, you know what I'm saying? And he was just trying to please everybody by showing love and
it
support.
happened so fast.
And, you know, he didn't want people to make him seem like, oh, he running from Brooklyn, he running from his home, or he not his friends. He had his mind in the right direction. It just, you know, they caught up with him, you know what I'm saying? When it caught up, it was too late.
Like I was out, the arrest write-up seemed weird to me. I said, no way were they in Manhattan with crack guns hanging out in front of the studio. It just sounded extra from the prosecutor.
I mean, they throw some shit in there. You know, that's what the police do. They gotta make it look fat. You know what I'm saying? So they throw some shit in there. You know what I'm saying? So they targeting all these young kids. That's their thing. That's how they make their money. That's why I tell these young kids, when you group up, that's how they hit you with indictments. You know what I'm saying? That's how they get you. You was a group of you guys, I don't give a f***. They gonna say you're a gang, they gonna say you doing this.
Because what one person did, you all did.
You're affected. I could have one dude talking to one person on the phone, and that just start a whole chain reaction indictment. Just because he's doing some we not doing.
You don't even know about.
We don't even know about. But they're gonna pair us in. They're gonna find a way to just, hey man, they always say, man, it's better to catch more than one fish, you know what I'm saying?
What was the length of time between Bobby really getting popular and the feds coming in? Was it a year or something?
I mean, nah, it was like a couple. They was fucking with us every day. Even before you were popular, right? Once they heard this shit was on the radio, they pull up on the block. We used to be in Brooklyn. They would pull up on the block and wind the window down. Talking about, hey, hot nigga. Man, what the motherfuckers?
Really?
Yeah! Racist
Detectives or NYPD?
Detectives. Yeah, all of them. No, these suckers woke us up one night with AKs and 45. I tell you, the terrorists. They pull us over 20 deep with guns all in our face. Drive my homie, he was sleeping. We're tired from working all day in the studio, doing shows. These suckers pull us over. Right? Check this out, let me tell you, right? These suckers like, yo, man, I'm gonna escort y'all to the show because I see a lot of people running down on y'all. We're like, escort us. We're like, we don't need no, we're gonna make sure y'all good. We're like, all right, whatever, man. We going about our business in front of us. Next thing you know, we surrounded by, I'm telling you, this shit was like a movie. I ain't never seen so many guns in my life. I'm talking about we got girls with us, they dragging the females out on the car. They're like, they were grabbing them by their weave and shit, the way they were grabbing their they just drag. I'm like, come on, man. And when they realized, like, I was older, I wasn't a young kid, and I know the law and the rules, they start letting, oh, yeah, you know what you talking about. I'm like, man, come on, y'all violating our rights. Come on, tighten up. We don't got no guns and drugs. Someone with a gun. They took our car because they thought we had guns in the car. They ain't find us shit. They ain't find no guns. They ain't find no drugs. They ain't find shit. You know what I'm saying? They used to wait outside the hotel room. They used to wait in the bushes. These motherfuckers worse than TMZ. They used to be in the taxi cabs. Yo, these niggas had every undercover shit. They on bicycles. I remember the rode up on us when we at the fucking light. Remember? On feet. I was like, nah, this shit crazy.
So a prosecutor or a cop, by putting somebody famous in the case, that boosts their career, right?
What? Did it? They know what the they did. They know what the they did. See, that's why they charge him in conspiracy. They know what the they was doing. They know if they do that, they can stick him with everything. They couldn't charge him with an individual something that he was doing because he was, what the fuck they had? They ain't had shit about him. So they say, you know what? We don't really got nothing. We're just going to hit him with conspiracy because guess what? Like I said, if you hang all of us hang together and we screaming a click, they going to say gang, gang. It don't matter. They going to scream that shit. But the whole police force hanging, they got different units of police force. They all hang together.
What's his spirits in jail and what's his experience like?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. He's strong. I can't hold you. Every time I go see him, right, boy?
Is he in a medium or minimum?
What is him now? Minimum? He's a minimum, I think, because he about to get out.
Did he? But he's probably started briefly in what, a max or a medium?
I think it was in a max at first. He was
Oh,
in a max.
and he was general population.
Yeah. Yeah, he in population with everybody.
Does anybody? Does he have any?
Nah, nobody will fuck with him.
Kind of. He looks like he's got kind of big. Or,
Yeah, he did got big.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be working out and shit. That boy in there thinking.
And he even. I mean, he's got taller too.
Yeah.
He's so young, we forget, but he still was growing.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. They send you to jail while literally you're still growing.
That's why they do it. The system really is real.
The album is a good album. Now, did that drop though? Right? Like, was he able to promote it properly?
That was an EP.
Okay.
He only had like 5 joints.
Is a Bobby bitch?
Yeah.
Was that, you feel like, was that
Nah.
right when he was going in? Did that
Yeah.
get worked properly? Or?
Nah, they ain't work properly. I felt like a lot of those situations, politics wise, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speak on that, because, you know, they be trying to blackball me and shit. But anyhow, you know what I'm saying? But they know what it is.
Well, you don't have to say it. It's clear from the newspapers that the label wasn't wholeheartedly supporting him.
Hey, we know what it is.
Did you have to come out of
Shout
pocket
out
for
Epic.
lawyer?
I already gave him the money, so I ain't had to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gave him the money.
Do you feel that